Welcome back to the channel. Today I want to make a reactions video bringing my Audi R8 to its first Cars and Coffee in this crazy wrap design. So what I did was I set up my GoPro Hero 4 right behind the seats here on the glass there, rolled the windows down just a little bit and let it record the entire event. So I got about 45 minutes of footage. I have cut that down to what I think are the most popular comments or just comments in general that I thought I would share with you guys. The audio is not the best. I probably should have used an external mic. It's kind of hard to hear people when they walk around the back side of the car, but if they were right up against the glass or in the front, it picked it up much better. So I'm going to be playing the clip that you guys are watching on my phone, so that way I can hear it and kind of listen along with you guys at the same time. So if you're not wearing headphones, you should probably turn up the volume a good bit, but any parts that is kind of hard to hear, I'll be saying what they say because I've watched this a couple times in order to hear what the comments are. So we're gonna go ahead and hit play here. And this guy is saying it's cool, it has a gated shifter. I think he was saying it wasn't his style. We can hear someone revving in the back. Got a manual. These guys are talking about how rare it is to see the 6-speed manual. So it's pretty cool to see that. A lot of people commented on the inside here, which was pretty cool.
Interesting.
But this guy doesn't seem to like it.
He should have just printed it.
He pieced it together?
Yeah. You don't see it?
Okay, yeah.
It's really bad, dude. So he's rapping himself.
But doing it himself, though.
So obviously I'm not a full-time rapper. I've never wrapped an entire car before, so obviously it's not going to be 100% perfect, but I'm okay with that because it's cool. It was something cheap that we did. It's not permanent. Yes, there are some minor defects, but if you step back a little bit, the overall picture, I think it looks really cool. But we wrapped the car without taking anything off. So we didn't take the bumpers off, we didn't take the mirrors off, the door handles. I had the spoiler off just because that was easier to do and it looked way nicer to wrap the spoiler than having it look like it was peeling off. But the overall goal was to leave the car intact and not take anything off. So yeah, there's a little pieces here and there, but if you step back and look at the overall picture, for under $200, I think it's wrapped pretty good for that.
Dad, look. It's kind of like
This is the first comment you'll hear about the snacks in the center console. This is my favorite part. Out of the entire wrapped car, you notice that I have food in the center console. It's not like it's a $600 granola bar. I mean, I'm a normal person. I'm gonna eat, and there's coffee. Yes, there's coffee in my car, but we're not moving. It's already empty. So that's an interesting thing to point out, and it's not the first time that it happened either. As we continue here, it is weird. It's funky. That was the goal. This is really cool. A lot of people love this center design, and what I did with the center design was just all the scraps I had left over. I thought it'd be kind of cool since it's not wrapped in carbon fiber, or you know, it's not a carbon fiber piece.
Got a granola bar.
It's the second time.
He's got the center console wrap too. That's pretty sweet.
Look how this shifter's like notched.
Oh yeah.
You never miss a gear.
It's funny how you go from there's a granola bar to it's a gated 6-speed. Like, I think that's so funny that it's everyone has food in their car. So I mean, it's just kind of funny to me. That's the first comment. So my interpretation of this is he didn't like the car, then he looked inside, saw it was gated manual because that's obviously cooler than the R-Tronic, and was like, oh, this 6-speed manual is wrapped like this, which, I mean, it's just something to point out. It's funny. So this guy here, he thinks it's a 5-speed because he's going through the pattern, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and then thinks reverse is down on the far side. So it is a 6-speed, reverses up and to the left on the left side of first gear. This guy here in the black shirt, he's a subscriber. I'm pretty sure he's a subscriber. He watches most of our videos, as you'll hear him say here. He loves R8s. Thank you for knowing a lot of on the car and telling other people about it.
I've watched a few other videos just because I like R8s. They came across theirs.
Well, I hope you've enjoyed all the videos on the R8. I couldn't hear what you were saying behind the car just because of the mic again, but you knew it was a 2010 6-speed Army Tricks exhaust. This is interesting here.
It just depends on the car and what material, what brand you want to go with. Anywhere from about 2,000 to 6,000. Just a simple color change like this with nothing.
So I'm gonna have to pause it. If you can't hear it, you're not wearing headphones. This guy is talking about the cost of wraps. So he's saying depending on the material, what design and pattern you're going with, it's gonna run you between $2,000 and $6,000 is the numbers that he said. That's pretty reasonable. I would have, I'm in the same ballpark with that guess. The only problem is he doesn't know that this cost under $200 because I did it myself. So all wraps don't have to cost you an extreme amount of money, especially since it's not something that's permanent. I'm only gonna have my car wrapped like this maybe till the end of this year, and then by 2020 I'm gonna do a whole new design because it's cheap, it's easy, relatively easy to do, and I can have fun with it. So I'm gonna mix up the colors and have plenty of different options for the car. It's just not gonna cost me, as we have some noise in the background, it's just not going to cost me an extreme amount of money. I don't see spending $5 grand for a wrap when you're just going to peel it off and do it again. So he is right about the numbers. He's just not informed enough about doing it yourself and having a budget style wrap. So under $200, I think it looks really good. Again, we'll keep playing here. Oh yeah, another guy was saying they're YouTubers, so they have to be creative and come up with something funky, which yes and no. I chose this not for YouTube, but for myself. I thought it was, yeah, Bri? You're leaving? All right, you'll be in my video here. All right, so Brian's heading out with the GTR, so you're gonna hear that start up here, and he's making a pretty cool video on the GTR today, as you just heard it start up. So make sure you guys subscribe, stay tuned for more videos on the R8. You can see the Tacoma in the background there, and the GTR as it heads out. So you'll probably see it past the Tacoma there. All right, so there goes Bri in the GTR. I'm excited to see his video for today. All right, so we'll continue here. Oh yeah, back to being creative. I chose these colors for myself, not necessarily for YouTube, because the R8, in our opinion, if you've seen in previous videos, it doesn't do very well on the channel as far as views, and I think it's just because maybe we don't convey the supercar style very well. Like, I'm not out there burning through tires and things like that, so I didn't do it to get views or for YouTube necessarily. But I wanted to do something funky because in my opinion, it's not a car that you see that often, so I didn't want to be boring in a sense. Even though the car looks great, the original color in the gray, it looks fantastic. But I wanted to do something funky. I've never wrapped a car before, so I kind of wanted to go all in, just do something funky, something that's never been done before. And yes, it kind of helps on the YouTube creative side of it, but that wasn't my main goal. People love the interior. I'm surprised. I think it looks pretty cool, in my opinion. But that's all the footage that I really got for the video. Again, there was 45 minutes of raw footage. There were a couple other comments on the granola bar and the Starbucks and the water inside the car. I must have cut those out. I had so much footage that I just didn't feel like going back to find parts like that. So basically the main conclusion, the first reactions bringing my R8 to Cars and Coffee, you either like the wrap or you completely hate it. And if you hate it, don't be triggered because it's just a wrap. You can do anything you want. You can change it up. It's not permanent. So if you hate it, it's not going to be like this forever. If you like it, it's funky. You don't see it. I've never seen another car wrap like this before. So that was kind of the goal, just doing something crazy, unique, and just having fun with it. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, reactions to my R8 bringing it to its first Cars and Coffee. I've already been to a couple other events so far, and getting the same comments, like it or hate it, either way, you know, I'm still gonna bring it to shows and enjoy it while I have a wrap like this. But hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up, smash that subscribe button, and I'll see you all next video.